skin. So I knew I needed to do something. I didn't really, back then, I didn't know what I was doing. I just ate a lot and went to the gym a lot. But I knew I needed to do something because every time I put on a shirt, it didn't feel good. Every time I went to a party and I'd see people laughing in the corner, I thought they were laughing at me. I was undersized, and it really hurt me. And I think people that struggle with weight as far as being overweight, they think they're the only ones. But if you're undersized, we fight the same battle every single day, never really feeling comfortable in your own skin. So that's why my fitness journey started. I was 140 pounds roughly, and I felt like every place I walked into, I was the skinniest person there, and I really didn't like it. So that's kind of how it got started.
Yeah. If you don't feel comfortable in your skin, it just affects your whole life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially when you got to try on 10 shirts before you go out to find the one shirt that feels all right.
Oh, sad story. All right. Well, so tell us, what was your job before you started your online business?
I was working at a special ed behavioral school. So like the types of schools that if kids get kicked out of school for bringing in drugs or bringing in weapons, I worked at a school like that. But I was also working 2 jobs on the side while working at that school full time. So I was working 3 jobs, probably about 60, 70 hours a week. I was struggling financially. I loved that job at the school, but I was kind of struggling financially, and I was kind of living paycheck to paycheck. So, I mean, that was one of the main reasons that I got into this. I figured if I could keep myself accountable on my fitness journey and maybe make $500 extra a month by kind of helping other people along the way, then maybe I could get rid of one of those part-time jobs. So that was kind of like the initial plan. Obviously, it's grown a lot further than that, but that was my initial plan. I really struggled. I was in my mid-30s, and I kept thinking to myself, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? I can't work 60, 70 hours a week for the rest of my life to live paycheck to paycheck. So that's kind of where I was at.
All right. So why Beachbody?
Why Beachbody?
Yeah.
Well, when I started, Beachbody was what kind of came my way. I didn't know about anything else. I didn't know about any of these other online fitness companies. I know there's a bunch of them out there now. But like I said, Beachbody was the one that was presented to me. I had a few people look into some of their products, and they kind of gave me the thumbs up to go after it. I'm glad it was Beachbody looking back, because if it wasn't Beachbody, I wouldn't have been successful. Because I think when we help people with Beachbody products, we know that Beachbody puts so much integrity behind their products, and we can feel good about what we're doing. Beachbody doesn't cut corners. They have fitness programs for people at all different fitness levels. They're not throwing soy into their shake, which is terrible, which a lot of other companies do because soy is very cheap and they can turn a huge profit. So looking back, I'm glad it was Beachbody, because this opportunity changed my life tremendously. But if it was a company that didn't do things the right way, I would have had a real icky feeling about it. And I wouldn't have been successful, because I'm not going to my parents both take Beachbody products. I wouldn't put my parents on products from other companies that I know are terrible for people. So looking back, I'm glad it was Beachbody, because like I said, I'd still be working at that school, and I'd still be working 2 or 3 jobs if it wasn't Beachbody, if it was a different company that I chose to go with.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you chose Beachbody too.
Yeah, because here you are.
Right, exactly, right? It's so cool. You make all these awesome friends. Okay, so what is your number one job as a Beachbody coach?
The number one thing, and I tell people all the time, the number one thing that I can do as a Beachbody coach is to stay accountable on my fitness journey. I tell people all the time, we don't have to be perfect. No one's going to be perfect. But you know what? When your friends see you working out on a Thursday when they don't work out on a Thursday, when they see you day after day, week after week, month after month, becoming a better version of yourself, that's what makes a successful Beachbody coach. What's going to happen is, if you take care of yourself, it's going to start hitting your circle of friends. It happened to me when I was at work. All the women I used to work with, they started making healthier decisions when it came to lunchtime. They started walking after school together. So if you can take care of your own fitness journey, the people around you are going to notice, okay, and they're going to want to jump on board with you, because they feel like they don't believe in themselves, but they see you plugging away day after day after day. They don't believe in themselves, but they believe in themselves if they're with you, okay? Having that group, the groups that we have, is huge to kind of keep people engaged. But once you have people in groups, still your number one job is to stay accountable on your own fitness journey. And that's what's going to inspire people. That's what's going to motivate people. That's going to make people feel like they can do it as well.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree. It's those little tiny actions that all add up. And you share that so much. It's one day at a time, one meal at a time. And we believe in people before they believe in themselves. And I feel like the fact that we believe in them helps us believe in ourselves. Does that make sense? You know, like it holds you down. It's true. It's a kumbaya moment. Let's all hold hands. Not really. Okay. So how do you earn money as a coach?
The way to earn money as a coach, it's really two ways. You can have a list of customers and you can have a list of coaches. But I tell people, no matter if they come in as a customer or coach, we like to take it one individual at a time and help that person, one person at a time, because the fitness field is not a one-size-fits-all for everybody. It's not like, whoa, you have to do CrossFit because I do CrossFit. Just because I'm doing something doesn't mean that's what the next person's going to be better suited for. Okay, somebody might have a wedding coming up and they might want to lose 21 pounds over the next 4 or 5 months so they can fit into a different dress. I'm not looking to lose 21 pounds. So everybody is going to have like their own special needs based on what they want on their fitness journey, and we take it one person at a time, okay? And that's how I've been ultimately successful. Some people reach out to me because they fall in love with the groups, and they say, you know what, I can invite some people in too, and I could help them on their fitness journey, and Beachbody will compensate me for that. So that person, we're talking about, all right, how to work Beachbody part-time from home. Other people, maybe they just want to cleanse, a 3-day cleanse after the July 4th weekend because they know they're going to be at barbecues all the time. So we take it one person at a time, okay? Customer, coaches, okay? I don't care how they come in. We're going to try to help one person at a time. The way the customers work, Beachbody gives you websites with all their products. If a customer wants to buy something, we give them information first. If they want to make that purchase, they buy it off your website. You make a 25% commission. You hold no inventory, okay? And Beachbody takes care of the rest for you. Now, as far as the coaches, the way that works, if you become a coach, you're someone that's looking to stay a little bit more accountable on your fitness journey and then take part in the groups and invite a few other people into the groups as well, okay? Now that you're a coach on the team, we work together as a team. So if you're a coach on our team, we work together to help your people on their fitness journey, okay? And then if your coach on your team starts helping other people, Beachbody will compensate you for that as well. Not only the coach that is helping people, but you as well because you are teammates.
Yeah. Can we touch really fast just on the discount for the people who are just interested in their fitness journey and they might think, oh my gosh, this word coach sounds scary?
Yeah, and I tell people, don't ever be afraid of that word coach. We do this together. My mother is actually a Beachbody coach. She is 72 years old and she only speaks Portuguese. If you are a coach, you do get a 25% discount off all their products. Okay, so a lot of people become coaches just to get the products cheaper, okay? But what happened to a lot of those people, not only were they getting their products at a discounted price, people started noticing, you're looking good, you're still plugging away, and here I am falling off all the time. They get them in the group, and then all of a sudden, that coach that came in just for the discount, maybe to keep themselves a little bit more accountable, now they have some friends interested. So now that your friends are interested, you're going to get me or someone else in a 3-way message to help answer their questions. If they want something, they buy it off you. So we've had a lot of people come in as what we call discount coaches or discount member, and they've been able to turn it into, some people, a part-time gig on the side. Other people are now doing this full-time, and they came in as coaches just coming in for the discount. So it's totally up to you, and Beachbody will compensate you for the amount of people that you help on their fitness journey.
Yeah, and I always like to tell all my people that your business journey is just like your fitness journey. Like, it's yours. It doesn't have to follow a certain path. It doesn't have to look like mine or yours or anyone else's. Like, it's really, really personal, and it's not scary.
And that's one thing we do on our team too. There's no pressure. And if people fall off on their fitness journey, I know there are speed bumps along the way for all of us. If you fall off, we're going to be there to pick you up the next day. All right, let's start over again the next day, new day. All right, no one's here to beat you up and say, you need to do this, you need to do that. We're trying to do this together as a team.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so this is my favorite question. What is your favorite part about being a part of our team and being affiliated with Beachbody?
My favorite part, it's funny. I came in, looking to make $500 extra a month with this. And then my first year, we have to say income is not guaranteed. My first year, I went out and I made $18,000 part-time. So for me, that was like, oh, thank God. Like, I was struggling so bad financially that was huge for me. And then my second year, it actually popped up to $86,000 part-time. That's why I quit teaching. So initially I came in to make the money and to keep myself a little bit more accountable. But what I found out over time, the best part about this business, and if you're in it long enough, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. It's going to be the stories. It's the stories of people telling you, you know what, I'm fitting in a size 10 pants and I haven't been in a size 10 pants since high school and I'm going to hit single digits. Or stories like, you know what, I've been playing with my kids outside and I never used to play with them outside because I'm embarrassed that their friends would laugh at them because I was overweight, but I'm down 50 pounds, 60 pounds, 100 pounds. And now I'm playing with my kids outside. They're actually asking me to go outside with them. So it's funny. You get these stories and they bring you to tears. And I tell people my paychecks will never, ever, ever bring me to tears. Because I know I over the last 3 years, once again, income is not guaranteed. I made $1.8 million over the last 3 years with Beachbody. And not once did I ever cry over a paycheck. But when you get these stories, how you're impacting people's lives. I had a woman tell me, you know what? Me and my husband were struggling big time, and they have a few kids. We were struggling big time. And then I started working out, and she was in the groups, and he started working out with me. And then all of a sudden the kids were getting involved. And you know what? I'm getting along with my husband for the first time, and we actually have a better family dynamic. I don't know if me and my husband were going to make it. We're talking divorce every other day. And now you start thinking about that. Not only are you helping her and her husband, you're kind of saving a family. These kids were going to have to grow up with single parents, and it's very powerful. And I tell people all the time, fitness can fix a lot of things. And once you get those stories, they're always going to hit you at the worst time when you're about to pull into the gym and you're reading this and you're like, oh man, you couldn't have messaged me after. Why do I have to read this right now? But for me, that's my favorite part about this because I mean, I am blessed to have what I have, and it's all because of Beachbody. But I tell people, not only will Beachbody fill your bank account, it'll fill your soul. And when you finally find something that you love to do, in the stories and the friendships that you make from doing it, I mean, I'm looking at all these people on the call. The only person I knew before Beachbody was Brett Conti, and we have thousands of people on our team that I've met. And it's funny when you meet people that are kind of on the same journey, you kind of become very close with them, and you develop these great friendships with these people just because everybody's plugging away and taking it one day at a time.
Yeah, and it gives you a great opportunity to make those new friendships. Like, I have a couple of my favorite Canadians on here I never would have met if it wasn't for Beachbody. You really do find your tribe and your people, and that's such an important piece of this. Like, this is a people business. It's not about selling or anything creepy. It's relationships, and I love it so much. Can I ask you one more question before we let everyone else ask questions? So, how is your life different today than it would have been if you didn't say yes to all this?
Well, obviously, the amount of people I know now through this, I'm just looking on the screen, and like I said, Conti was the only one that I knew. So you come across a ton of great people. Financially, I used to have so much anxiety going to bed every single night because I would get so nervous opening up an electric bill, so nervous opening up a gas bill. I'd go out to eat and I'd want a dinner that was $20, but I'd buy the thing that was $11, or I'd buy a pair of sneakers for $55 instead of the $100 pair of sneakers. That's how I lived. I lived afraid of money. And now I'm not afraid of money because I am comfortable with the money that I have. So, and I tell people that life is hard, and there's always going to be things that are going to beat the crap out of you. But with Beachbody, I was able to eliminate one of people's primary sources of stress, and that's not having enough income. I used to drive to work thinking, like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't work 60 hours a week until I'm 70 years old. Like, I can't do that. And I didn't know any other way. I didn't know any other way to make $50,000. Forget about the money that I'm making now. So, yeah, for me, financially, it's huge. And it's funny. My life hasn't changed much. I used to volunteer every Saturday with a kid that had a stroke. And I still volunteer every Saturday with that kid that had a stroke. I've been doing that for 15 years. I don't have to go to work at 6 a.m. So I don't live life on the clock. So I'm not rushing against time. And I go back to my school. I was just at their graduation. I'm supposed to go there Wednesday, but I show up when I do, and I donate to that school. So I feel like I'm living life at peace because I used to live life so stressed out all the time.
Yeah, it's freedom.
Freedom, yeah.
Freedom's not just about money. It's about, your choice and how you invest your time and the people you hang out with, the clothes you wear and all that. So.
It's not freedom. I don't even think it is money. It's just walking around and being like, I can go to the grocery store. If I run into somebody, I can talk to them for 25 minutes. I don't ever have to be anywhere. And when I go out to eat, I never look at the price of anything. It's just, it's
cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
It's a gift. It really is a gift. And you get to work on becoming your very best version of you, which is...
And I am 42 years old, and I am in the best shape I've ever been in my life by far.
Yeah. Me too. I've had 3 kids. I'm almost 40. I feel good. All right. So questions, my friends. Let's do this. Let's dig in. If you want to unmute yourself and ask something, you can. Otherwise, you can pop it in the chat bar, and we will dig in. Exciting stuff. I feel like we should play some music. Anybody? You see lots of faces.
No questions. We did such a perfect job.
Wow. Gold star. I'm glad. Well, I know this can be a tricky time for everyone, so I'm grateful that you all took some time out of your day to dig in and listen to your nudge. And this is really about your journey. It's not about us. So, yeah. All right, really no questions? Nobody has a question? You don't want to see Tony's cat or anything? No?
Yeah. I have 2 diabetic cats. That's another thing. I have 2 diabetic cats. The insulin costs $300 a month. And I asked the vet, I'm like, what do people do when they have diabetic animals? Like, how can people afford $300 a month? And she said, unfortunately, they just usually let them die.
Oh.
Isn't that terrible?
It's so sad.
Yeah, but $300 a month. Think about who can really afford 300. I couldn't have afforded $300
a lot. So the Ultimate Warrior. Ooh, I like the name. Ultimate Warrior. You have a name. You have a question. At what point did you know this is what you wanted to do full time?
Early on, I was loving it because I was messaging people. They were messaging me. People are fired up. It's so cool when you reach out to someone and maybe for the first time in a long time, they feel like they're going to get in shape again. Or maybe for the first time in a long time, people have a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel on their fitness journey. So early on, I thought it would be I fell in love with it, but I didn't know anybody that ever made any money off any kind of business like this online. So I didn't really know that I could do this full time. And then there was a guy in Western Mass that said he made $5,000 in a week. And I'm like, wow, dude, $5,000 a week. So once I heard that there was that kind of potential, I said, you know what? I'm putting my foot on the gas pedal and I'm going after this. And then all of a sudden I was the guy making $5,000 a week, $10,000 a week. So, but there was a paycheck that I made that was $276 or something like that early on. And when I hit that, I said, you know what? There is nothing more powerful than this business, helping people. And I just loved everything about it. So once I saw that first paycheck of $276, I told my principal, I said, hey, you know what? I'm probably going to put in my notice after this year and I'm going to just do 1 more year with you and I'm done. And she's like, what? And then come September, I did give her my notice. And I said, hey, you know what? So I'm very close with my principal. I wasn't going to give her a 2-week notice. But I said, this is going to be my last year. I'm going to be done after this year. And she's like, how much money are you making? And that week I only made $180 or something. I said, don't worry about me. I'm going to pull this off in a big time way. So once I was making my paychecks in the hundreds, I knew because I believed in the company and I just believed in what we do. And I saw people getting results on their fitness journey. So yeah, I wasn't making a lot of money. I hadn't made a lot of money, but I knew in my mind And even my brother came up from Florida because I built a house. I almost got it paid off in about a year. And my little brother's like, did you ever think you would do this? I'm like, yeah, I was telling you, like when I was like making like $100 that I was going to pull this off. And he's like, but like this? I'm like, yeah, I did. And when I moved into my house, like, and people come over, they're like, wow. And I'm like, what's it like to be here? I'm like, dude, I was here in my mind 5 years before it was even built because I knew this was happening. I just knew it was happening, you know, kind of like the basketball player that's playing out in the rain and practice. And then he gets on the court and he's able to execute because he's put the work in. So I knew in my mind early on that, and I thought it would take a little bit longer, but I knew there was nothing that was going to stop me.
Yeah. I think it's really cool when you look at like all the top coaches and stuff, and you're a top coach, but you look at it, they're all different. And so it's not like you have to be a certain mold, and you don't even have to have like nailed your fitness journey in order to have success. Like it's just you sharing and being real and being really authentic. So
it's funny. You look at a lot of the top coaches and you would say like, how are they a top coach? You know, just by looking at them, you know, they kind of look plain and have no flair or anything. And all this business is do you care about people? Are you going to focus on your fitness journey? Are you going to check? You know, this business is all about heart. And the more people you help, like I said, the more Beachbody's going to compensate you for it.
True. Okay, so the lovely Marsha has a question.
Yeah. Marsha, who was supposed to hang out with us in Indy, but was afraid of us coming home at 2, 3 in the morning, and then she got a hotel room.
All right, so you're going to be there, Marsha? Yay! It's okay. I go to bed at 9 o'clock, so we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay, so Marsha wants to know how we conduct three-way messages.
Yeah, well, if you have someone that's interested in something, if you have somebody that's interested in something, you say, hey, do you mind if I get you in touch with my friend Tony or my friend Sarah or my friend Mike Gardner or Conti, Mark DeCosta, whoever? They've been in this business a little bit longer, and I want to make sure you get all the proper information. And then you just set up a three-way message on Facebook. That way we can help you out. That way we can help you help your people on their fitness journey.
Awesome. Okay, and then I think this was from my friend Courtney. She said that she was happy to hear about our life-changing experience and helping others, but, you know, mom life, she had to take her children on a walk, so. Yeah,
I probably have about 5,000 moms on my team. Yeah, and it's, you know what's great about this for the moms is a lot of times moms, they put so much energy into maintaining the house, taking care of the kids, taking care of the husband, the boyfriend, the spouse, whatever, that they almost forget about themselves. And then before you know it, a lot of moms are like, oh, where did I lose myself? They put so much energy into other people that they never give themselves 30 minutes a day, you know? And I tell people, because a lot of times I say, yeah, I just feel guilty. I'm like, oh, don't feel guilty, because what you're doing is, because you're putting in that 30 minutes a day of working out, you're giving your people a better version of yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of just tired and not feeling good about yourself. So we have so many moms on our team that love this, because this actually keeps them accountable. If not, they often forget about themselves, worrying about their kids and their spouse, and then all of a sudden this gives them an opportunity to get their life back. We have a great mom, and Kelly O'Neill on the call. There she is. Kelly, do you want to speak about that at all? You're going to have to now. I put you on the spot.
I guess I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Being a mom, yeah, absolutely. It's funny because that's really the whole reason I got into this in the beginning. It wasn't for Beachbody itself. Actually, it was a challenge group. My coach, Erin, is an amazing mom also, and she invited me into a challenge group just at a point where I had my third baby, and 2 years later was still carrying around like 20 pounds of baby weight. So I was like, yes, I need this group. And then the group was so amazing that I became addicted to the group, and I loved it. I loved all the energy in it. And then when I heard that it was, you know, Beachbody, I was like, I don't even know what that is, but okay, I want to try a program then. And then I tried PiYo and loved it. Yeah. And then I tried Shakeology. It was like one thing after another. And then it's really funny actually, because Tony is actually a video I saw of you years ago. talking about the business and how you had seen that you could actually turn it into a income. And I thought, oh, okay. And then when you started talking about it more, I was like, oh, people actually do this as like a job. So I'm like, well, I want to do this because I was going to have to go back to work when my baby was like 4. I'm like, I don't want to go back to work. So I did kind of the same thing Tony did, as I said, I'm going to make this work. And so now it's been 3 years and I never had to go back to work. And this is my job and I spend a couple hours a day on it and it's my full-time income. So yeah, it's like the best thing that ever could have happened to me when it comes to finance. And on top of it, like you, I'm 41 years old and I'm in the best shape of my life. So, you know, it's like you can't, it's a win-win all around.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool beans. All right. Any other questions or comments? Anybody? No? All right. Tony, is there anything else you want to share?
Get in touch with your coach. Let them know what you like best about this. If you do have any questions, just get me right in a 3-way message. That way I can answer any questions that you have. This was absolutely life-changing for so many of us. We absolutely love it. And it's just, I don't know, to me, it's the best thing in the world. And to get paid to do something that I truly love. How many people have an opportunity to do that? And I tell people there's 2 types of jobs. One that pays you well, but a lot of times you don't really get anything out of that. And then there's a job like I had that was in the special ed field where it fills your heart and you love what you do, but you don't get paid enough. And then Beachbody found a way to kind of combine the two where in this opportunity, you can get paid a lot of money to do something that you feel so passionate about. And I think that's really, really hard to find in real life.
Yep.
Not that this isn't real life, but
yeah,
the normal work life.
It's pretty awesome. Awesome. Cool beans. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, my friends. We will record this and share it. And like Tony said, get in touch with your coach and listen to your nudge. You have nothing to lose. Everything you want on the other side of fear. All right. Have a good night, friends.